welcome back to the Roger channel. And guys, we're back at it yet again, this time with the Star Wars The Black Series tech from the Bad Batch line. Checking out the front of the box, you of course get this massive window featuring the figurine and the accessories. You also get the Star Wars The Black Series logo, the name which he falls into the line, and his name on the bottom. And on the side of the box, you of course get this beautiful artwork on this side mural. And I've said this many times before, but by adding other characters from the same lineup, you can create a mural. So here's Tech alongside Wrecker. In the back, you get a bigger portrait of the character, a description, the number which falls into the lineup, and some warnings on the bottom. Here's the bottom of the box and the top. So we'll go from there and open them up. Here he is, out of plastic. And here he is, out of the packaging. And taking a closer look at Tech, he looks really cool. I love that color on the armor plating. Looks really, really neat. And we'll go ahead and jump right into it by starting from top to bottom. Look at the head sculpt. It looks really cool. Again, just like Crosshair, these members in the Bad Batch are obviously different genetics and things like that, so this is a different sort of like faceplate, comparing it to like a Temuera Morrison head or things like that on your typical clone. So it's really cool seeing that different sort of like texturing and design that they did for Tech. He of course does have the printing the eyes, the eyebrows right here. He of course has this really cool sort of like short haircut, and he sort of has a hairline going up here. But besides that, he does have some pretty decent articulation. So here's side to side, back and forward. Checking out the torso. This is very interesting. I didn't realize it until, this video right now, but Tech has a much lighter gray compared to the other members of the Bad Batch. And there is a lot of detailed work throughout his armor plating and things like that. So looking at the torso right here in the chest plate, of course he does have this lighter gray going around it. It does have this red stripe. He has the black undershirt right here. Tons of straps leading with these like leather straps hooking around for the back piece. And you can insert the back piece right here using the peg. And as far as battle damage goes, it's not too bad. It's very minimal, so Tech has a very, slim chance of getting actually hit, I suppose. And he does have a ball joint right here in the upper waist. So you're side to side, back, and forward. Checking out the arms. The arm does go out pretty far. The shoulder pad is made of a much looser plastic and is attached right here instead of the actual shoulder. So he is able to go around pretty freely. Elbow joint goes right there. Has a swivel at the elbow and articulation at the wrist and the hand. The other side as well. Arm sticks out right there. Again, it's able to go around pretty freely. He has an elbow joint that goes all the way up, swivel at the elbow, and articulation at the wrist and the hand. But yeah, here's a closer look at some of the armor plating going around the arms. Very interesting. He has different like guards and things like that around the forearm. I like that little touch of red going around the shoulder pads. That's pretty cool. Checking out the waist, there's a lot to talk about right here. So first off, he does have like that sort of like utility belt that most clones have, except this one is in a brown sort of like leather color. And also to add to that, he has these two sort of like pouches or like different tool bag sort of like utility compartments on both sides of his thighs. And with this one, you get 3 individual tools that do come out. So watch this. Let's see here. I was very shocked by this because it's kind of cool getting to see it. These tools actually come out. See, so like for instance, we have this little like hammer. He comes with like this little ice pick, and then I was trying to get this one out. Probably will come out now. Yep. He comes with like this little like wrench piece, which we'll take a look in a minute. But yeah, you can store all the tools right there. Nothing on this one, unfortunately. And also, that is one thing to note. With all these different gadgets and gizmos going around his like utility pouches, he doesn't have a pistol holster. So that's very interesting to me. They could have easily put it on this side of the hip, but other than that, I guess there is no way to store his actual weapon. And here's a closer look at those sort of like tools that are around his utility belt. So of course you get like that little like wrench, the hammer, and then this like I just call it an ice pick because it looks like one. And real quick before I move on to the leg segment, I of course wanted to show you guys the utility tools that he does come with shown in his hand. Unfortunately, he's not able to hold on to most of them. So they're so thin that they're just laying there. Look at the ice pick. It's, yeah, it literally just falls down. The only tool that he's able to hold on to is the wrench. That fits perfectly into his hand. And forget trying to put anything in this hand right here because it is so wide. It most likely is going to end up the same way, just falling out of his grip. That's kind of disappointing. I know that in a way it's just more for a cosmetic sort of like type of accessory, but if you're going to include tools, at least let the figure hold on to them. Moving on to the legs. Surprisingly, even with both harnesses, he's still able to do a full-on split. He is able to sit down as so, and the legs go back pretty far, right about there. And he does have a swivel right here on both of his thighs. And taking a look at the knee joints, they are able to go a little bit past a kneeling position right here. And lastly, looking at the feet do point down, they point up, and there is rock wrinkles to get some good action poses. And now taking a look at the accessories, he comes with a helmet. Taking a look at the helmet, it looks really cool. Of course, you do get two different pairs of like lenses. So these are, of course, the original lenses right here with the gold coloring. And then the entire visor comes down, which is really cool. Again, this kind of takes bits and pieces from other like clone trooper helmets. Kind of seeing like the ARF troopers, I believe that's what they're called. Kind of like the scouts of the Clone Wars era. And you get two antennas up here. I like that sort of like function, but overall really cool. And of course, to equip the helmet, just like the rest of the Bad Batch, you just shimmy it on there. It's made of a more flimsy, durable plastic. And yeah, there you go. Up next, he goes with his backpack. Checking out the backpack accessory. This one's very unique to tech because it has like a lot more technical stuff going on. So you get two antennas right here, this white and red coloring for the most part. And other than that, it just comes with a peg, nothing functional on it. To equip the backpack, it's pretty simple. All you do is just press it against his back as so. It's very durable, so it won't come out. And last but not least, he comes with a pistol. Taking a look at the pistol, again, this is more of the generic type of model of pistol that most clone troopers come with, and that's about it. And yes, he is able to hold onto that pistol very nicely in the palm of his hand, as you can see right there. So yeah, the accessory works pretty good. So, as an overview of the figure, I'm kind of up in the air about it, but overall, he's a pretty decent figure. I don't mind the articulation and things like that. More so, the downside to tech, surprisingly, is the accessories. And in this case, it would have to be the tool accessories that he comes with. I really wish that he had, like, even the data pad that he's mainly seen with on the series. He doesn't come with that on this figure. I'm shocked that he doesn't even come with a holster to store the pistol. And the only good accessory out of this would probably be the helmet. But yeah, other than that, I think that was kind of the bigger things that I wanted to talk about regarding the figure. But in general, I would have done a better job with the accessories of this, of tech. Try and include things that we actually see him with, comparing it to things that he can't even hold. But yeah, overall, it is another, member of the Bad Batch. So in case you're needing tech, he's not too bad, but on the downside, it would have to be the accessories for this one. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me for more. And I'll catch you all on the next one.